In June of 2019, a man named Willie died in San Marino. But he didn't go without saying goodbye. For his memorial, he had an easel set up in the street. On it, a picture. Him smiling with one hand waving and the single word, ciao. Classic Willie. Well, I suppose, anyway. I never actually met him, but I did like him. I liked how he chose to go. And because of that, I even made a little video of his memorial. But when I was making that video, it was really hard not to feel like I was somehow being disrespectful. Even though nobody minded, especially not Willie, it still felt like I was, doing something off-putting. Like I was being existentially transgressive. Like I was belittling the idea of death itself. But it wasn't until I got back to Switzerland that I realized how to make it into a video. Because after all, isn't it really just that age-old question? Should graveyards have vending machines? In Zurich's Sihlfeld Graveyard, there's an art installation called the Grief Machine. And I'm sorry to say that it doesn't quite live up to its name. It's actually pretty boring, all told. Plus, it's not currently working. Not my greatest intro. But I still find it fascinating. It confronts something virtually none of us want to confront. Death. Or perhaps further, the impersonal, dehumanizing reality that is coming for us all. Without a word, it questions our value, our importance, our humanity. Yet, practically, it isn't all that complicated. Good art rarely is, I suppose. In effect, it's nothing more than an easily ignored, defective vending machine stocked with a few various items of mourning. Rosaries, mementos, tissues for your tears, things that one would usually buy from morticians and florists and priests and nuns, surrounded with their pomp and incense and all the rituals that make us feel like we're doing the right thing with our loved ones. What you cannot buy at the Grief Machine, however, is emotion. To buy a memento here offers no love, no solace, no warmth, no humanity. It's a machine, it just vends. But conversely, it also never changes its price based on its client's emotional state. It offers its customers no questions, no upsell, no vultures feeding on your sadness. The experience is always the same. To put it simply, it doesn't care. It just wants your change. And to some people, that's essentially sacrilege. Being able to purchase these objects without their proper respect belittles not just the person doing it, but the concept of death itself. It isn't so much that it offends a person, but an idea. It's existentially transgressive. It makes people feel disposable, which is a question much deeper than death. That's a question of how we live our lives, about the world we've built around ourselves. Is it better to create a hands-off world, a world of emotional distance? Is all automation good? Is there a point that we're being too efficient? Technology has given us more than just freedom from toil. It's given us freedom from inconvenience. But is being inconvenienced, at least in some instances, not an important part of being alive? Does it not, drive us to better behavior? Caring for a loved one with dementia is an inconvenience. But what if a robot companion could keep her company? Talking to a cashier is an inconvenience, and many times we just want to use the touch screen. Hell, even electricity is taking the path of least resistance. But is there not something lost in that trade? I don't know. The reality is that we all need to feel like we're important, like we're special, loved, something. At the very least, we need to feel like we're something. We yearn so desperately to matter within our own world, to identify as uniquely ourselves. Which I suppose is the fundamental issue here. It's not so much if we're disposable, because, we so obviously are, but more so if it does us any good to admit it, to highlight it, to revel in the ideological goal of trying to get the abyss to stare back. Just because we know the sun shines, does that mean that we should all be forced to stare into it? I honestly don't know. But what I do know is that while we can't control the universe, we can control our role in it. The machine doesn't vend until we press the button. If we want to treat interaction as important, we can. If we want to automate our cashiers, we can. The choice is ours. But the slow creep of our efficient, disinterested world is right now up against the walls of our tombs. And while I don't personally believe we love our parents more if a human sold us the flowers for their graves, it's easy to see how it could feel that way. The only thing that stops us from becoming disposable is accepting the inconvenience of importance, of taking the time to respect something that we all kind of know isn't true. And as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter if you achieve that solace through coins in a slot or easels in a street, just as long as it helps. But if you do something funny, I am going to film it. So rest in peace, Willie. Thanks for the inspiration. You seemed like a really cool dude. This is Rare Earth. I'm gonna pop a zit on my arm while we're waiting. Oh God, it hurts.
You got that?
All right. Ow.